most of them around around Tennessee. So anyway, 11:55 left here in the first half. Again, make sure you join us at halftime for the Campus Drive-In Halftime Show. We'll have scores and highlights from around the region as well as a recap here of this first half. Well, that was a big drive for Abingdon again, able to hit on a 3rd down and 10, back to the back of the end zone. Of course, McClellan out-jumped. Carson Jenkins got the football, and again, that was about a 13-yard touchdown pass. And now we've got a tie ball game.
Let's hope Gate City can recover from that. Abingdon looked a lot better on that drive.
So Graham Griffith will kick off. Back deep for Gate City will be Carson Jenkins. Also Landon Blanton's back there with, looks like Levi Roten. And Booth kicks it deep. He's got it all the way. Jenkins stands on the goal line. Well, they say he was in the end zone.
It looked like the momentum carried him back into it.
So from my vantage point, yeah, it was pretty close. But great kick. 2 weeks in a row we've seen kickers. You know, that was one thing we mentioned as well. Special teams, they started the football on the 38. We start on the 20. And field position is so critical, especially when you're playing good football teams. All right, so 1 second clicked off the clock. 11:54 left here, second quarter. We've got a tie ball game. As Luke Reed will be under center. John Sally split to the right. As you've got Calhoun behind Reed. Motion comes. They give it to Levi Roten. He comes around the left-hand side, and he is decked about the 22-yard line. Give that tackle to number 71. That's going to be Dylan Hale. And number 25, that will also be Tyler Harless. 2nd down and 7, 3 yards, which will take 3 yards in the cloud of dust every time. As the clock runs 11:30 here in the quarter. Luke Reed back under center. 2 tights, 2 wings, 1 split. As here comes Carson Jenkins. He's got the football, and he goes around the right-hand side. He breaks a tackle, and he's all the way up to about the 27-yard line. He had one man to beat, really, to get on that corner, and was able to stop him would be number 3, Jacob Johnson. He's a junior, 5'11", 203-pounder from Abingdon. And 3rd down and 3, Calhoun comes out of the ball game. Here comes Landon Blanton, and Reed's got the play. And Carson Jenkins comes out as well.
Jenkins had a nice little juke there when he broke it to the outside. That carried it forward about 3 or 4 more yards.
Power set to the right as they're going to give it to Levi Roten. He's got it on the left-hand side, and he comes up. He's going to get the first down, and he's got a little bit more. He's all the way up to the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the rush. First down, Blue Devils. Chris, we're staying in 3rd and manageable, and it's boding well so far for the Blue Devils.
Well, Gate City is, like I said before, they're just kind of pounding it. That's going to wear the Abingdon defense down if they can keep that momentum going.
Abingdon also looks like they're still playing man on the outside, and be interested to see if there's going to be a pass coming. As Carson Jenkins has got it, he's going to rush up, and he gets about 1 yard this time off the sweep to the right-hand side, and not much there. Give him 2, 2nd down and 8. 9:55 left, second quarter. Gate City and Abingdon all tied at 7. Here comes Jenkins out. Luke Reed's got the play. And into the ball game came Landon Blanton, as well as Logan Tomlinson seeing some action now. As they've got power to the right-hand side, the 2-back set, and they're going to give it. It's going to be the first pass of the night. It's going to be out in the flats, and it was to Tomlinson, and went through his hands. Incomplete.
Joe, he was open.
He was wide open, and Tomlinson. You feel for the young man. He was too wide open. Saw that his
I think he had too much time to think about it.
Too much, and again, so incomplete pass at 9:30 left here in the quarter. Gate City and Abingdon tied at 7. 3rd down and 8. We talked about 3rd manageables. As long as we're staying at 3, 4, 5 yard range, now we're at 3rd and 8. As we're going to have 2-back set, and there's going to be a fumble, and picks it up, gives it to Roten. Roten's got some speed, and he's got the corner, and he's got a first down all the way up to the 48-yard line. Reed bobbled the snap, but he did get it to Levi, who came around on the power in motion, and all of a sudden Gate City has driven it from the 20 all the way up to the 48-yard line. 9-10 left here in the quarter. They come back up. Luke Reed's he's under center. He's got Tomlinson in the backfield. Two wings, and Sally split to the right. Here gives motion, and he's got it to Carson Jenkins. Jenkins has got it to the 40, to the 38-yard line, all the way down, and there was a little bit, tackled him a little bit out of bounds, but no call on that. Jenkins with another Gate City first down, and we've got a drive going down to the 38-yard line. 8:50 left here in the second quarter.
I like that pass Gate City threw, even though it wasn't complete. It's made Abingdon play them a little more honest, and that's opening it up for Gate City's running attack again.
All right, power to the left-hand side. They've got a tight end and a wing, and they've got motion coming this way. They give it to Calhoun inside. Calhoun powers, and they've got him down finally on about the 34-yard line. Give him 4 yards.
He's just so enjoyable to watch. There were 5 Abingdon players on him, and he still picks up 4 yards.
Larry Zonka lives in Scott County, Virginia. You know, one thing we talked about the conditioning of these Abingdon players, noticed a couple of them tapping on their helmets, needing a break. Right now, this Gate City rushing attack starting to take a little bit of toll on some of these defensive backs. 8:20 left. Here comes Gate City up to the line. 2nd down and 6 from the 34. 2 back set, 1 wing to the right, and they're going to give it to Levi Roten, who's got it in. This time they're going to wrap him up. Dylan Hale caught him about the 36-yard line, a loss of 2 on the play, and another 3rd down and 8 for Gate City.
Gate City's doing a really good job at mixing up their rushers. Right now I've got Calhoun with 6, Roten with 7, and Jenkins with 4. So they're kind of going with a triple-headed attack, and it's keeping Abingdon off balance right now.
Of course, DeAndre Mack has not played as of yet, so, of course, I think he was a little bit banged up from last week. As there's motion to the left-hand side, there's going to be a pass on the play. It's out to Calhoun. Calhoun's got it, but he's taken down about the 32-yard line, and he's going to be a little bit short.
Almost a little incidental face mask there, but apparently the officials did not see the same play I saw.
4th down and 6. He only picked up about 3 on the play, and Gate City will go for it on the 32-yard line of Abingdon. 7:05 left here in the first half. Luke Reed's got the play. Your skilled is going to be John Sally. It's going to be the left-hand side. You've got Blanton, Tomlinson, Jenkins, and you're going to have Reed in the gun, and I think there's going to be a timeout on the play.
Yeah, it looks like timeout Abingdon. Joe, I like the idea to go for it here. They're just a little bit out of field goal range, a little bit close for a punt. Let's just see what happens.
So 6:54 left in the quarter. Good football game so far. It's 7-7 as we've got some maybe scores coming in, Chris.
We do, and I've actually was following the Twitter feed here on the Ridgeview game. They're up right now over Shelby Valley 14-6. Adkins out of Ridgeview right now unofficially, I was reading earlier, they have him at 146 yards, I believe it is, so far.
I said he would hit 200. So.
He may hit 200 before halftime.
Yes, indeed. Again, good football team. Shelby Valley a little bit down across the state line.
Also, Fort Chiswell strikes first. They lead George Wythe 7-0.
Again, Gate City will play George Wythe. There's going to be that Ridgeview Union George Wythe away section of the schedule, right in the middle of the heart of everything we're going to be doing. So, and of course we'll broadcast them live wherever the Blue Devils go this year. So, 4th down and 5. Ball is placed on the 32-yard line. 6:54 left in the first half. We got a tie ball game.
Joe, just for the fun of it, do you go with Calhoun here, who's been 2 or 3 yards automatic? Do you go to Roten, who's got the potential to break it?
I say go Green Bay left. You use them as blockers. Use Reed and come around the left-hand side. As they've got it, and Reed's got the football. And
to the left-hand side.
And unfortunately, they didn't pick up number 3, Jake Johnson. They had it blocked extremely well, but he was able to, as the linebacker, was able to scrape and get out there. There was nobody to block him, and Reed got the football and was tackled. Got up to about the 30-yard line, but the ball will go over on downs. Gate City stopped Abingdon once on 4th down. They have done the reciprocal of that this time to us.
Well, Reed had the potential there, one man to beat, and that could have been a huge play. Unfortunately, the Abingdon defender did his job.
1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Abingdon with the football, going left to right on your radio dial. Again, the suns went down. It's starting to cool down a little bit. Great night for football. As there's going to be motion to the left-hand side. That's going to be Alex Odell. He gives him a power set to the left. Lucas got the football, and he rolls through a arm tackle. He's across midfield all the way down to the Gate City 40-yard line as they had him dead to rights there. However, he was able to roll out of it. Again, number 51, Ethan Castle, had him. He rolled, of course, 6'3", 230-pound running back. Hard to bring him down with an arm tackle. 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line of Gate City. Abingdon in business now. 6:40 left in the second quarter.
Right now, Abingdon starting to mix things up a little bit. Short passes, running plays. It's starting to catch Gate City a little off balance.
They are 3 receivers to the left-hand side as they finally give it to somebody else other than Lucas. And that's going to be number 22, Malik Hunsell, as he's got it, and he's got about 2 yards. He's up to about the 38-yard line. Down to the 3rd down. Oh, they're going to back him up to the 39. So 2nd down and 9, gain of 1. 6:20 left here in the quarter. Gate City did a good job. However, that last play, they had 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Gate City only had 2 defenders. So we'll see if they try to utilize that. And now this time they've got 2 receivers to the right-hand side. They've got the wing back to the right, and you've got Lucas back in the ball game. They're going to give it to him. He's going to go up the middle, and he is going to be tackled. Calhoun was in on the play. Brady Edwards was in on the play. Jacob Strong was in on the play. And a great defensive stand there. 3rd down and 7 as Jaden Booth goes to the sideline for Abingdon, the quarterback, to get the play. And we'll see what they dial up on 3rd down. You know, their kicker's pretty good as well. I saw him make a 50-yarder in the pregame. I don't know if they would have the guts to go here, but again, they're sort of on the fringe. 5:30 left here in the quarter. 2 receivers to the left, tight end and wing to the right. As he's got it, he's going to give it back to Lucas. Lucas goes up the middle, and he lost his foot, and they're going to get him down to the 36, and that is it. 4 down and 6 yards.
Joe, it's 7-7. You're on the road. Would you go for it?
Absolutely.
And Abingdon doesn't look like they're hesitating.
And I think they ran that one because they knew if they didn't get it, they were going to go here on 4th down. So the Gate City crowd comes alive. It's 4th down and 6. 4:50 left. They're on the Gate City 36-yard line. Big defensive stop here for the Blue Devils as it's going to be a pass. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man and completed all the way down to the 13-yard line. River Carter, they ran a rub, and he went up the sideline. Gate City had 2 defenders, but he split them, and 1st down and 10 for the Falcons. Great play. And, you know, Chris, we saw that last week in Richlands.
I was just about to say that looked like an identical play that Richlands converted on.
So they got us a little bit turned. They hit it where they needed to. He's 2 for 2 passing, and that's it. So they've run everything else. Lucas is in the backfield with him. 4:15 left. They're down and around the 14-yard line as Lucas goes around the right-hand side.
The back.
And no call on that one. He goes all the way in the end zone. And no flag, Chris.
Joe, I don't like to cry sour grapes, but there was a massive block in the back there that allowed him to get to the corner, and he went in untouched as a result of it.
13 yards out. That was going to be number 23, Martin Lucas, at 4:08 left. Abingdon has their first lead of the night. It's 13-7, and with the extra point coming up. Snap down, up, and kick is good. 14-7 Falcons.
Just that quick.
So, again, the big 4th down play, they've not thrown it much. They've thrown it twice. Big play the first time, of course, was the touchdown, and then that time they got the big 1st down and, of course, set Lucas up. Chris, what do you got from around the region?
Well, right now, George Wythe, as I said earlier, still